I'm here today for the Music Maker Foundation, giving the second lesson on If I Could Hear My Mother by Etta Baker. Please take a look at the first video on this song to get a little background. We've got three chords in this song: a C chord, an F chord. Etta will probably thumb over on the F. I'm going to play it this way. The G7 is a little funny. We're going to have a G note on string 6 with finger 2, and an F note on string 4 with finger 3, and a D note on string 2 with finger 4. So we won't play the 5th string, and Etta will brush with her thumb, so she'll get a G in the bass and then the F and the G together. So we get a little dissonance there in the middle of that chord. On the C chord, she's got a few variations. She will move that third finger from the C note on string 5 to the G note on string 6. She'll usually do that on the second beat, but sometimes she will do it on the third beat. We've got the 4th finger free, so we could play a D note on string 2 or a G note on string 1. And she'll use both of those notes on the top of the C chord, and she'll use that D note on the top of the F chord. Etta plays with 2 fingers on the picking hand, the thumb and the first finger. The thumb usually alternates, but Etta is very free with the thumb, so it will alternate, but it doesn't always follow a strict pattern. It's got variations on it, so to get the song to sound just like her, you've really got to listen to the recording and get her phrasing, and also listen to how sometimes she's going to play very distinct notes, and sometimes she's going to brush, and with the finger she will also sometimes be very precise on just getting one string, but she will also brush when it suits the musicality of the piece. So I've tried to write this down on the accompanying music, but it's really something that you'll be able to hear how it's supposed to fit better than I can write it down. So please listen to the recording. It will start on C, and the melody starts off on the first string. There's a little bit of syncopation. I'm going to do the first 2 measures are on the C. The thumb is very consistent. So it's alternating, and it's a single note on 1 and a brush on 2. Single note on 3, brush on 4, and the melody is a little bit syncopated. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we put those 2 pieces together, now we're to an F chord. The bass, it's 1 measure of F. The bass is going to go from string 6 to string 4, the thumb. And the melody is not syncopated, but it's a little more active. And then she'll be back to the C, and we'll have a long note. And those last 2 notes are really leading us into the next measure. So we're starting on the F. If we put that whole line together, we'll have 2 measures on C, 1 measure on F, 1 measure on C. And notice that on beat 4 of that last measure, there was no thumb, if I played it correctly. So those notes were a little bit by themselves. And now we're on the next line. We'll have 2 measures on C. And this is the most syncopated part of the song. It really it starts on the end of that first line. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to get sort of a bounce between the thumb and the first finger. So the thumb and if I put the 2 parts together, 1, 2, 3. Now we're to that G7. Interestingly enough, this is she's not going to start low. She's going to start high here. So we're going to have the thumb on the F, down to the G, back to the F, up to the open 3rd string G, back to the F, down to the G, up to the F, down to the G. So kind of a funny thumb part. And the melody, 3, 4. If I put the 2 parts together, and we want to get a brush on that 4th beat of that G7 chord with the first finger on strings 3 and 4, so that we've got that little bit of dissonance there. So it'll need to resolve. Then we are to the last A. So this is very similar to the first section and the second section. We've got 2 measures on C, and the thumb once again alternates, but it's not a strict pattern. And the melody, 3, 4. If we put the 2 parts together, 3, 4. So notice there on that C, all of the melody notes lined up with the bass note. So there was no syncopation, as opposed to in the B section where we had all that syncopation. Now we're to the F chord. The thumb will alternate between string 6 and 4. And the melody is on the beat. If I put the 2 parts together, and now we're back to a C chord, and she's not going to play a note with the thumb on beat 4, so it's going to be, and the melody is, so that melody note is going to last over the bass notes, 1, 2, 3. And we want to hold down that low note. We want to make it last underneath that, but we're not hitting another bass note there. So we've got to pull off there from the A to the G. So 3, 4. That whole line, C to F to C. Now we're to the last line of the song, 2 measures of C, 1 of G7, and then 2 measures of C. And hangs on this note to make it a little more dramatic. Then she hits a G note on the bottom, but don't do this, okay? Because it's actually, she's anticipating the G7. She's essentially getting there one beat early. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the melody. And the bass. So if I put the two parts together, now we've got the bottom of the G7 already on the guitar. Put fingers 4 and 3 on, and she's let that note ring. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it ring for as long as it can. The thumb is going to play the G note, and then the F note at the same time as the finger plays the D note on string 2. So you've got 1, 2, 3. And then on beat 4, the thumb plays the open 3rd string, and the finger plays the open 1st string. And now we're back to the C chord, and it's more predictable with the thumb. C, then brush, G, brush, C, brush, thumb, but then just hang there for a second, and she catches just that open G with the finger. So the melody there is. So we've got so if I put that whole line together, I'm going to start on the last 2 notes of the previous line. I'll give a try to the entire song. 1, 2, 3. So I hope you've enjoyed this video on If I Could Hear My Mother. Please check out the other videos on the Music Makers YouTube page, and please go to their website. They're doing some great work. They've got some great music available that's really not available anywhere else. So spend a little time there, and I hope you have a good week, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.